Thanks for joining us as we talk about buying things from garage sales, thrift stores, and flea markets and reselling them on eBay for a profit. I'm John, that's Devin, and we're the Severe Thrifters. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode 8 of the Severe Thrifters podcast, where we talk about reselling on eBay, right? Our journey. So we had a really good day a couple days ago, didn't we, on downloads?
14 downloads that day.
14 in one day on a Monday, was it?
Monday.
Thank you for whoever did that. I don't care if it was the same person with 14 different accounts. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. We have hit triple digits.
Yeah, we have.
Triple digit downloads.
Hey, I'm happy about that. It means we're moving in the right direction. I hope somebody's getting some value out of this.
Yeah. And if anyone knows anything about podcasting, please shoot us a message or something and let us know how we're doing or what we can do differently or how we can improve.
And don't forget, severethrifters@gmail.com is the email. SEVIER, severethrifters@gmail.com. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there's an area of reselling that you'd like to hear about.
And if you like what we're talking about, find us on YouTube and Instagram and follow us on there. And
you can comment on YouTube.
Yeah.
So give me a like, subscribe, comment. Instagram, you can comment. I don't think you can comment on these podcasts, correct?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We're just going to stick with downloads only, right?
Downloads only.
But that means a lot to us, so thank you. So this episode, we are going to go over a thing in the business called sell-through rate. And basically, a sell-through rate is, you kind of said it in layman's terms a little bit ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
You pick an item that you think might be valuable and say you look it up on eBay, like we've talked about, right? We talked about sold comps. So you type in Cleveland Browns hat, and there'll be, 2,000 results, right? Yep. And then you can go up to, if it's a used hat, go to your filter, go to condition and used, and it'll narrow it down to, say, 1,000 used Cleveland Brown hats, right? So now our sell-through rate is if you go back to the filter and you do the sold comps or click on sold, then it would maybe only give you 500 things that have sold. So if you take your 500 and you divide it by that 1,000 before you hit the sold, gives you a 50% sell-through rate. That means, which I wanted to keep it easy, some people don't have a calculator in front of them.
Yeah.
Do I say calculator funny?
Calculator.
How is it supposed to be said?
I don't know. We say it the weird way.
Calculate.
Kind of like when
calculator?
I say boots or Taco Bell.
Boots. But calculator. I don't know if I could fix that.
Calculator?
Calculator.
Calculator?
Sounds like COW. Calculator.
Let us know how we say it. SevereThrifters@gmail.com.
Calculator. Well, and the reason I bring that 50% sell-through rate is as you get into it at an early, how do I want to say this?
When you first get started out, that sell-through rate isn't going to matter to you as much.
Not as much.
I would say once you start getting bigger and selling more items, that's when you start to have to look out for it. That way you're not hoarding on to stuff and you don't have a room full of 3,000 of these same pairs of shoes because they just don't sell.
Yeah, and that's what the sell-through rate's going to be good for you, is to figure out the items that you can sell quickly.
Yeah.
Because what that number gives you is you want to try to find items. This is your goal. I'm not saying it needs to be your goal right now, but your goal needs to be at some point that you're starting to be more picky on the things that you're buying. Because let's face it, you're not made of money. That's why you're doing this. So you need to be a little bit more picky, which means if you use that sell-through rate number, you're going to have to pick one. I get carried away sometimes and just buy something because I know I can make money on it.
Yeah.
But let's face it, if I buy a Cleveland Browns hat and there's 5,000 sold comps, okay, say there's 5,000 hats that have sold in the used condition. I'm just making this number up. And then you click over, get rid of the sold, and it says how many actual listings of hats are available for purchase, and say there's 20,000 hats on there. What is the probability that somebody's going to see mine?
Yeah.
So that's why the sell-through rate's sell-through rate's important, because if your sell-through rate is extremely low, say in the 10, 20, 30 percentile, yes, that item, you can make money on it. There is potential to make money, but you're going to have to be willing to sit on it for a while because you're up against 20,000 other people selling the same type of hats.
And I would say don't let the sell-through rate discourage you either. Like, if you start looking at stuff, if you have a one-off item and no one else has sold it, or there's only 2 or 3 people that have maybe sold it on eBay, it might just be that low because people aren't looking that item up to sell it. And don't let that discourage you, because you could have an item worth $1,000 and you sell it on eBay. Not a lot of people are looking for that item, so your sell-through rate isn't going to be high, but there's still a chance that you're going to sell that item. So don't be like, oh, my sell-through rate's only 30%, I'm not going to pick it up. Be like, yeah, can I make a decent amount of money on this? Use your sell-through rate as a
guide.
More or less smaller stuff, I would say, right? Not necessarily super expensive stuff.
Common items, because like you said, if it's something that's rare or you don't see a lot of,
your sell-through rate's not going to be there.
Right, the number's going to be low because there's not as many listings with probably not as many things sold. And so I don't want you to pass up this vintage Kodak or Canon whatever, that one camera that sells for like
the AE1.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, sorry, cut you off there. I was watching a YouTube video and this guy was talking about how to flip Polaroid cameras and make money on them and how to fix them and stuff like that. And he was talking about the AE1, and I was like, man, I swear I've seen this camera before. So I looked it up, and I was like, remember when we were working on that house? We were painting the inside of Bob and Debbie, is that what their name was?
Yeah.
Their house. I stopped by at a thrift store and had to get a shirt because I spilled something on it or something happened. I had to get a shirt. And I went and picked up this shirt, and while I was there, I was looking at the cameras, and they had 4 of them. Well, at the time, this was, over a year ago?
Oh, yeah.
At the time, they weren't as big as they are now. I mean, they were still popular, but not nowhere near as popular. Like, they were selling for $30, $40 on eBay.
Oh, my God.
Which, to me, was nothing. I was like, $30, whatever. But looking back at it, they were selling them for $7 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
I could have made $1,000 just in that lot of cameras they had sitting there.
Hindsight, right? Hindsight. It's awful. And that's right there is a good example of why don't necessarily pass something up. If you've looked it up and you're going to spend $7 and could sell it for $300, I wouldn't use the sell-through rate. I don't think I would care at that point.
Yeah.
There's so much money to be made in that. Don't worry about the sell-through rate.
And so little to be lost.
Yeah. I think it's a more useful tool. I need you to start like understanding it and using it more often so you're not wasting your money.
Yeah.
But it's a more useful tool when it comes to items that are just, say, an iPhone.
Yeah.
There's just a million iPhones, right? Or iPods or whatever. Shirts, pants.
Newer stuff.
Yeah. And I
video
think
games probably.
Yeah, video games. And you're right, newer if you're into retail arbitrage. I mean, if there's 6,000 items, so what if you paid $1 for it? So what? If only 50 have sold, I don't care if it's worth $100. You're gonna sit on that thing a long time. It means it's not as popular. Listen, it's supply and demand. Yes, the supply might be huge, right? But if the demand isn't there, then you're not going to sell it. You're up against everybody else. And you got to think you're up against these top-rated sellers who can promote right now.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the top spot. Or do you want to dump money in making your picture larger because you can spend that extra $1 to make your image larger at the beginning. You can spend $4.50 to get a bold.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, if you're on a PC, you get different options.
Really?
Versus, yeah. So you can spend extra money and do things to your listing to make them stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And let's face it, at the beginning, you're not going to want to afford all that stuff. You're going to keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
So I want to do something with you guys real quick. So we're going to go slow. I picked something up at the flea market today. So I want you to go to your eBay app or ebay.com. I don't care if you're on your phone or at a computer. Odds are you're on your phone.
Unless you're driving.
Unless you're driving, don't do this. But if you haven't downloaded the eBay app, you need to do that on your smartphone.
Yeah.
Because that's a very useful tool. So what I want you to do is open up your eBay, and at the search bar, type in the word MacBook, 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 AC, the letters AC together, adapter. So it's a MacBook AC adapter.
Like a charger?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
It was on this lady's table. She only wanted $1 for it, and it was brand new in a box.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that's nice.
So I want you to type in MacBook AC adapter, and I want you to search it. Okay, and it's going to come up. What mine shows on my phone is 1,300 plus results. So that gives you an idea. Now, I haven't clicked condition yet or anything. So this is anything from brand new to open box to used to parts only. This is everything.
Okay.
You going to follow along?
Yep. I'm going
to
follow along with you here.
So I'll give you guys, everybody, a minute to get there and do it. And this is just an example. It just happened to be something I picked up today at a flea market, and I haven't even ran the sell-through rate yet, so this will be good for me too.
All right. I'm there.
Okay, so Devin's there. I'm hoping everybody else is there. MacBook AC adapter. You searched it. How many results is yours showing?
1,300 plus.
Okay, so I want you to go up to filter. Mm-hmm. Okay, and at the bottom, mine show 1,300 plus results. Yep. So you want to remember that number. Show 1,300 plus results, right? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do two different things. First one is we're just going to go ahead and hit sold items. Click that button so sold and completed items comes over. Now how many comes up? I'm showing show 1,100 plus.
Yep.
Okay, so if we just stopped right there, don't worry about condition. The first number was 1,300, right?
Yep.
Second number was 1,100 after sold. So you're going to take that 1,100 divided by the 1,300.
Okay.
Tell me what you get. 0.84. So it's almost 85% sell-through rate, which it means you have a really high probability of selling that item. Yeah. It's a great statistic. Anything over 70 is phenomenal. So I obviously picked it up, and I didn't even look at the sold comps because it was $1 and it was in its box. And
anything
I'm like, okay,
new in its box
yeah,
for
new in a box sells. So now what we'll do is go back all the way out, go back up to your filters, and get rid of the sold and completed. It's like we're starting over. And it should show the 1,300 plus results again, right? Mm-hmm. So go back to your filter.
Mine says 1,400 now.
Does it? And you want to click on condition. And let's just say open box, right? Because odds are a lot of electronics and stuff that you buy, it may be brand new, but a lot of times people have popped the box open.
Yeah.
So we're going to click the open box, and it's going to do a search. All right? How many did it show for you?
199.
I got 224.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. All right, 224. Now, we want to remember that number that you had. Go back to filter, scroll down, and do your sold comps again. So sold items. And how many does it come up?
135.
I have 135. So you take your 135.
I'm going to do 199 for my reference.
135 divided by, mine was 224. And mine comes up 60.2%.
Mine came up as 0.67, so
almost 68% sell-through
68%.
rate. So even like mine, I could tell the sticker looks like it had been cut. Mm-hmm. I will be selling mine as an open box. But I opened it because it was already busted open, and everything's still in its plastic, still has the original like wire tie around the wires.
Oh, okay.
I know it's never been used.
Yeah.
So I will sell it as open box. So my probability of selling it is really good because the sell-through rate is 60+%.
Yeah.
Right, on an open box item. And so though I just wanted to kind of show everybody that's how you would get your sell-through rate.
Yeah.
And so you pick something that you have. Or just pick anything that we could search real quick. So keep your phones out, everybody. Clear your search bar. Just hit that little X.
Here, we'll talk about your Canon AE1 that you were just talking about.
Okay, so Canon
AE-1.
AE-1. Search. Okay, I have 2,300 plus results.
I've got 2,500 plus.
Okay. And it seems like every device is different. When I get on the computer, it shows me a different number as well.
I can't believe I passed up on these.
Okay, so do you want to go to... Odds are everything's going to be
Everything's going to be used.
Let's keep this just the way it is, right? Let's not worry about condition.
We'll just go to sold.
Go to filter. Down to sold. I have 3,000 plus results.
I have 3,000 plus. So there's more sold results than there is listed results.
How many was the listed results? I don't remember now.
I thought mine said... Well, mine now says 3... Hold on now. Let's
oh, yeah, you're right. Mine says 20.
Mine says 2,500 plus.
Okay, so you got 2,500 and it's 3,000. So
your
it's going to be...
Your chance of selling it is 100%.
You will sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You will sell it.
I mean, it doesn't mean that you will sell it, because if you have an AE1 and you put $10,000 on it...
Yeah, that's true.
This is within... If you price it accordingly to what the sold comps tell you.
A good thing you could do is you could go through and you could take the top 3 that you have seen sold, or the 3 most recent ones, Add them up, divide it by 3, get your average, and then sell yours for that.
Yep. So
You could always do that.
130% sell-through rate
You're going to sell it.
on an AE1 Canon camera.
If you price it what everyone else is pricing it at, you're going to sell it.
Yeah,
That's
you'll
what
sell
that's
it.
saying.
That's
100%.
how fast the stuff is selling. It's
Yeah.
selling, so there's more demand than there is of the supply. That's why those numbers are switched. And those are the items you want to be looking at. So if there's anything that you have listed right now, run the sell-through rates on it. Get practice.
Yeah.
Pick what you have and see what the sell-through rate is. And then keep in the back of your mind, okay, when this one sells, check what the sell-through rate is, and you will probably see that it's going to be an upper percentage,
Yeah.
right? And use that percentage kind of, that data as an aid to help you pick or source goods. I just spit on you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, anytime I get the P word, I just got my arm.
Did you pick anything else up today that you went through and looked at?
Yes, I picked up quite a few things. Yeah, we're gonna have to get those screens over the mic, aren't we?
I'm going to need a screen over your face.
I'm gonna have to put a bib on me. I don't want to do the Nike head covers because I'm not 100% sure. I know there were Sumo 2s, but I don't know. It said 3 and 5 if they're a wood or if it's a hybrid. But I did pick up the Cleveland Browns hat. I got give me just a second. I got another collar for an animal. It was still in its package, but it had like a USB cord and it had like a battery pack on it. I don't know what it is. It's not a shock thing. I just grabbed it because she's like, you can have it for $1. And I don't know what it is.
It lights up or something. We're gonna have to look at it once.
Okay, and you know what? Let me go to my search real quick. I bet you I searched that POS unit that I bought. So it's a lot of times your history.
I can't believe you got that for how much?
What's that?
The POS unit.
$7. Yeah, there was. You know what? I can't remember. It started with a C. I don't remember. That's okay. What else did I get today? I did get a Kodak camera. I can't remember the number.
You did?
A very vintage one. It was like a box, and it said Kodak on it. She gave it to me for $1.
It wasn't silver on the front, was it?
Yeah, kind of.
Was it like the something 100 or something? It was the
Kodak.
Brownie. Yeah, Brownie Hawkeye.
Kodak Brownie Hawkeye
Camera flash model.
Okay, so we're going to go to eBay, type in Kodak, the camera, Brownie Hawkeye, and I'm going to do camera. So maybe it won't. And 452 results on that. I'm not going to go to filter and change the condition because there's not going to be a brand new. There might be a in the box complete, but it's not going to be brand new. Good luck. And there might be one that's brand new, but I'm not worried about it. So 452 results. I'm going to go to filter, sold items, 179. So what did I say, 452?
Yeah.
179. So I'll go over to my calculator. 179 divided by 452
It's about half.
is 0.396. So a 40% sell-through rate, which is actually pretty low.
Yeah, that is pretty
In the
low.
scheme of things. That means, I know I paid $1, and from some of the sold comps, it ranges from just say $10 to $30, right? Depending on condition and the accessories that come with it. It just means that at a 40% sell-through rate, there's a lot listed and not as many as sold.
Yeah.
Which means it doesn't mean that I won't sell it. It just means that I'm probably it's gonna take a little longer because I have more competition.
Yeah.
That's basically all it is. That sell-through rate is pretty much telling you what the competition is. So the lower the number, the more competition you're gonna have.
Yeah.
The higher the number, the less competition you're gonna have.
And what was that?
We'll do that
system.
POS system real quick. If you guys are still with me on eBay, I'm gonna go back, make sure I clear out my filter.
I'm really enjoying this little camera here.
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, so it was called a Clover, Clover, C, the letter C, dash, wait, maybe not, C300. Yeah, just Clover, and then a C300, like one word, C, the letter C, 300. And the number's 300. Does that make sense? Okay, so we got Clover C300. I'm going to hit search. Comes up 40 results. So I am going to filter the condition to used because the box was open. So I have 34 results for Clover C300. And now what I'll do, how many did I say? 34?
34.
34. I'm going to hit sold items. It comes up 33 results.
Oh, well, that's a pretty good.
You're almost at 100% sell-through rate, right? Because it'd be pretty much 34 divided by 34.
Yep.
Which is 1. So pretty much in the very first one that comes up, it says pre-owned. I'm not sure the parts. Oh, this one might be a station. It's got 2. It's sold for, well, they were asking $399. But the parts are $25, $65, $60, $80, $22, $26, $35, $31, $29, $30. So I don't see why I couldn't get anywhere between $30 and $75 for this, depending on. I'm going to do more research into how much, if I'm missing any parts, stuff like that. But I only paid $7 for it.
It's a win.
So it's a definite huge win. I paid $7 for something I could probably get almost 100 for.
Yeah.
And the sell-through rate is 99%.
I was expecting it to be a lot lower. When you first read off that it had however many, 64 or something like that listings.
Yeah, whatever it was. Mm-hmm.
I was like, the sell-through rate's going to be pretty low. Because I assumed with not as many listings that there wasn't going to be as many sold. But there's quite a few sold, actually.
It surprised me. I didn't look at sold comps. And I didn't look at anything when I bought my stuff today. I went off of just instinct today. I had my GoPro on, and I'm like, I'm just going to try to do an instinct day, but I'm going to try not to spend much money.
Yeah.
That was my goal. Because if I'm going to go off instincts, you can get carried away quickly.
Oh, I
things
bet
are like,
you can.
oh, that's cool. And I bought some things, and I'm like, probably not. This guy had this whole bag of these. They're something beans. Beanz. They're like little dinosaur jumping beans or something.
I remember those.
Mighty beans?
Yes,
or something like
that was
that.
when I was a kid. They had them.
And they had a whole bag, and the guy thought they were worth $1 million.
They're not.
And each one, he had a tag on it for $5 each bean. Now, there are some rare ones that are worth $100, $150.
Really?
Yeah. But most of them are worth 50 cents, $1. And he had a whole bag of probably 30 to 40 of them. And at first, he's like, I'll take $30 for it. Well, I remember them slightly, but I never had any, so I didn't know. But I'm like, well, I mean, if they're vintage-ish, then maybe. But I set them back down, and then he's like, well, how about 15? I'm like, boy, this guy's really trying to push them off on me. He's like, man, these things are worth a lot of money. And
yeah, that's how you know they're not worth anything.
Yeah. When you go to a flea market and somebody's telling you that these are worth a lot of money, odds are they're not worth anything. Because here's the thing, if they're worth a lot of money and they know it, then why aren't they selling it for more?
Exactly.
I mean, there's some red flags out there at a flea market for sure.
And you can normally tell, like, with the people who are really trying to sell it or the people who are willing to jump off their price extremely fast without even mentioning anything. Like, if you just start to walk away and they're like, oh, I'll do this, odds are what they have is junk, or they know it's junk and they're just trying to get rid of it because they put, $10 in it, so they're trying to get 15 out of it all.
Yeah, because like that POS system, I actually bought a whole bunch of stuff. I told her I'm just going to make a pile, and then we'll work off that. Because a lot of times bundling, you get a way better deal than trying to buy things individually. So remember that when you're at garage sales and flea markets. Because thrift stores, it doesn't work that way.
No.
But get a pile of things and say, okay, how much for all of this? And you're way more apt to get a great price on it.
Yeah.
I got that POS unit, the 5 Nike golf club covers, a Bob the Builder plush, but it wasn't Bob. It was a girl with a tool belt.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was weird. I never saw too many of those, so I just grabbed it because I wasn't sure.
I think that was after
Was
Bob
there
the Builder came out. He had a little, not necessarily a girlfriend, but it turned into a girl of some sort.
Well, I just grabbed it because I thought it was different. That one weird collar, I'd have to look into it, like why it, and it's still in a package. And I'm not going to, a Motorola Razr. She had brand new in a package.
Like the old razors?
Yeah, I think it's just the battery operated one with all the different heads to it.
Oh,
but it was
I thought you
Norelco.
meant razor flip phone.
No. For shaving your face.
Gotcha. You said Motorola. I'm thinking the phone. And
I meant Norelco. Did I say Motorola?
Yeah.
Norelco. She had a Motorola camera surveillance system.
Gotcha.
And that's where my mind was at. I didn't buy that, but Norelco shaver. Motorola. I bet you Motorola. I bet Motorola makes one. But I had a whole pile. Needless to say, I had a whole pile of stuff, and she's like, "I just want to get rid of this stuff." And I mean, she knew that the POS system was worth some money. She said that was ours, but we went right to Square.
Yeah.
So we never even used it. She goes, so I can't even tell you, had a brand new roll of the printer tape in it and everything.
Really?
I mean, it's like, she has never used it. She goes, I can't even tell you how to use it. And she's like, and I said, well, how about $20 for everything? Everything. And so we kind of read off pricing. That's where I got to about the $7 for that. And she was happier than anything to take the money and me get the stuff out of there. I mean, that's when you know the people are just trying to get rid of some stuff. Those are the people you want to deal with.
Those are the ones you want to buy from.
The people that are the sellers that are the regulars at flea markets are the ones you got to steer clear of because their prices are really high.
Yeah.
But we'll go back to our sell-through rate, and then this might be a little shorter episode, huh?
Yeah, we're almost at 30 minutes.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully everybody kind of understands the sell-through rate and how that number can help you. It can really, especially if you're on the fence with trying to decide whether or not you want to buy an item. Like if it's a $20 item and you're like, man, I just don't know if I'm going to make $60 out of it or not.
Yeah.
Use that sell-through rate to make your decision for you.
Yeah.
Because if it's above, as a new seller, anything above 50%, I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Some of the big wig top-rated sellers look for 70% and above. But we're not at that level where we're a top-rated seller with all the promotions and everything else. So I think anything above 50. But I would steer clear. Like this Kodak camera was what? It was low, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably a bad buy.
Probably.
Because there's so many. But honestly, for me, for $1, I would rather have that sit on a shelf.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really neat looking.
It is a little cool. That would be cool.
That'd look good
shelf.
on your bookshelf. With all your old books.
That might look
with
good
the
on
old
the
camera
bookshelf.
up there. Yeah.
Might have to buy that off you for $7.
Oh, that was part of the whole bundle.
Oh, was it really?
That was in with that bundle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
staring at me
it
in the
was
face. But I just think that you guys get the idea with the sell-through rate. Play with it a little bit. Go to your listings and just start typing in the things that you have for sale and say, ooh, that was a good buy, or ooh, this one might take a while to sell because the sell-through rate is low.
But don't let it discourage you.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's just a tool to help.
Yeah, don't let it turn you away from. If your gut is saying, I need to buy this, trust it. Because most of the time it's right. Most of the time you're going to see something. There's been a lot of times where we've, like you did today, looked at stuff and been like, yeah, that's a good buy. Like, and you bought it and it was a good buy. And there's been a lot of things that we've gone to the flea market and been like, I don't know about this. And it's turned out to be bad, or it's
opposite.
Or we were like, oh yeah, like that thing's cool. And we've looked at it and it's like worth $1 million, you know? I think you just need to trust your gut and then use your tools to help you decide whether or not you're actually going to trust it or not. But definitely have your gut. Like if you're looking at an item, you're looking at it for a reason. Your brain's telling you if something's either A, cool about it, or B, and if you're drawn to it, someone else is going to be drawn to it. So don't let just this. Don't go off of statistics the whole time because you're not going to do anything if you do that. You're not going to sell much.
And you're going to spend a lot of time looking things up, and
I can only
get to sourcing.
I can only imagine if you just went in and everything you saw, you looked up on your phone and looked at the sell-through rate, did the math on everything.
That's what I was doing at the beginning, and that's why I'd be in a thrift store for 2 hours.
Yeah,
because I'm looking everything up because I wasn't sure. I just need to go with my gut, like I did today, more often. Yeah, and then when I get back in the car, I looked up those mighty beans because I'm like, well, nobody's bought them today, so I'll just look them up while I'm sitting in the car. And I probably could have made, even if I would have sold them all for $1 a piece, I would have made my $15 back, but I'm not in it to make my money back. Yeah. I'm in it to triple my money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or better. So I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get them. I would have. There could have been one of those gems in there, those diamonds that are worth $100. But you know what? I'm not going to waste my time worrying about it. Let somebody else have it.
And there always could be one of those gems in everything you buy. I mean, someone's willing to pay $1 million for something.
Yep. You could have opened up that Brownie Hawkeye camera, and there could have been something on the inside. You just don't know anymore, you know, or that T-shirt you thought was just cool, it could turn into this vintage Van Halen T-shirt that's worth.
I don't know if you know the artist Banksy. He made this painting and sold it for like a couple $1 million. Well, after he sold it, he had an alarm triggered, and once it sold, it actually shredded the painting. And so these people paid X amount of money for this painting and ended up shredding in the gallery. And there's a huge video, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, like what's going on?" And it just gets shredded. Well, he just came out with a line of things. He set them outside in New York City, and he had security guards standing around it. And people bought these paintings with Bitcoin. Had no clue who it was, didn't know it was him, just these random paintings. And everyone said, oh, these are going to be worth something. So they bought them. And they ended up being Banksy's, and they're worth millions of dollars.
Oh,
And they bought them for $1,000 a piece or whatever. So they just trusted their gut. I think that's a
good lesson.
Just trust your gut.
If your eye is drawn to it, just go with it, because odds are the things that you're buying at a thrift store, garage sale, flea market, auction, estate sale, whatever it is, you like it.
Yeah.
You're going to at least make your money back. It's not going to be as likely that you're going to lose money on any of this stuff unless you're just downright got too excited and bought something. Like somebody carried out an entire tote of Xbox consoles and games, and you're like, I'll give you $500 for it.
Yeah.
Well, what if the Xboxes don't work? What if the games are all just sports games? You're not going to get your money back out of it. Don't go crazy. Those are the times you do your homework.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you're drawn to something somewhere, like Devin said, just go with your gut and get it. Don't worry about the sell-through rate.
Yeah.
But if you're on the fence, use the sell-through rate to make your decision for you. But I hope you guys got a little bit out of this. We appreciate your time. We didn't laugh too much today, other than me spitting on you when I say the P words. I'm still like making sure I don't spit on you. I'm like turning away from you now.
I need to get a protective screen. I need some plexiglass.
Plexiglass,
to keep you from spitting on me.
Oh, you guys worried about? Never mind.
No, we're staying away from that.
Staying away from all that. But thanks again. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at Severe Thrifters. On Instagram at Severe Thrifters. There's 2 accounts, Severe Thrifters and Severe_Thrifters on Instagram. Our podcast, well, you know what that is. What else am I missing?
The other podcast.
The other podcasts, and that one is...
You Know What I Hate.
You Know What I Hate.
Where we just rant and rave about things we hate.
Yes. And there might be some subtle cussing in there. So.
Just a little bit. But it's marked explicit content for a reason.
No, that's good.
And YouTube.
Severe
Thrifters on YouTube. Check us out.
Oh, and Severe_Thrifters on eBay. Check out my store.
Yeah, that too.
And if you get bored, you don't have a lot listed, go on my store and look around. See what I have things listed at. See what my pictures look like. Yeah. Do my sell-through rates.
Maybe he's got something you have and you can't find anywhere else.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
I posted on Instagram today about those Ford shoes that I have. I'm hoping somebody can help me, because I can't find...
I've been looking them up. If you guys know anything about Ford Mustang shoes, let us know, please, because we cannot find any information.
These might be a diamond in the rough.
They might be, or they might be
complete bust. They could be knockoffs.
Exactly, something that's completely fake.
Yeah.
I don't know either. But thank you guys for the 100. What did I say?
100 and some. We're in triple digits.
Yeah, we're in triple digits downloads. Thank you guys for that. It means a lot.
Really appreciate that. So shout out to all you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and don't forget to. Email us at severethrifters@gmail.com if you have any comments, questions, challenges for us. I think we're going to start a challenge soon.
We're waiting for someone to tell us a challenge.
Yeah, we're just waiting for somebody that, if they're interested in it, we'll do it. If you guys don't care, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge every day when you're out thrifting.
That's true.
But thanks again. I'm John.
I'm Devin.
And we're the Severe Thrifters.